My brother destroyed my research PC 1 week before graduation. My parents laughed at my tears, they had no idea. That moment would end our family forever. I stood in the doorway of my bedroom, staring at the shattered remains of my life. The side panel of my PC was smashed. The liquid cooling tubes had been sliced, leaking neon green coolant over the motherboard like a slow bleeding wound. My 4TB SSD, the one containing 3 years of architectural research, and my final thesis was snapped in half on the floor. 1 week before graduation. 1 week before the presentation that would determine my entire career. I heard a snort from behind me. I turned to see my younger brother, Leo, leaning against the hallway wall with a smirk. "You should have seen your face," he chuckled. "I told you to stop acting like your little school project was more important than my 21st birthday dinner." I felt the air leave my lungs. "Leo, that was my thesis. Every backup I had was plugged into that rig for the final render. It's gone. It's all gone." My voice cracked. I looked at my parents, who were standing in the kitchen, watching the scene unfold. I expected horror. I expected them to scream at him. Instead, my mother sighed and rolled her eyes. "Oh, stop being so dramatic, Elias. It's just a computer. We'll buy you a new one for graduation." "I don't need a new one," I screamed, the tears finally hitting the floor. "I need the data. I've worked 18 hours a day for months. I'm going to fail." My father let out a sharp, cold laugh. "Then I guess you'll learn to be a man and handle a little setback. Your brother was just playing a prank. You've always been too sensitive about that research. Go wash your face. We're going to dinner to celebrate Leo's birthday." They walk out. They actually walked out and left me standing in the ruins of my future. I didn't go to dinner. I sat on the floor of my room for 6 hours in the dark. The betrayal wasn't just a PC. It was the realization that I was the stable son they used for pride, while Leo was the golden son they allowed to destroy anything in his path. My father had paid for Leo's 3 DUIs. My mother had hidden his failed drug tests, and I worked 3 jobs to pay for that PC and my tuition. As I sat there, the grief turned into something cold, something surgical. They thought I was just an architecture student. They forgot that my minor was in forensic accounting, and that I had been handling the family books for my father's construction business since I was 19 to save him money. I grabbed my laptop from my backpack, the one they didn't know I kept in my locker. "You want to prank Leo?" I whispered to the empty room. "Let's see how you handle this." I spent the next 48 hours in a motel room. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I worked. I knew exactly where my father hid the adjustments he made to his taxes. I knew which contractors were paid under the table. I knew the shell company he used to funnel money into Leo's private allowance to avoid gift taxes. I compiled everything. Every ledger, every falsified invoice, every digital footprint of 10 years of white-collar crime. I didn't stop there. I went into Leo's personal cloud drive, the one I had set up for him years ago and still had the recovery key for. I found what I was looking for. The videos of him bragging about the hit and run he committed last summer. The one my parents paid a witness $50,000 to forget. I felt no guilt. The family that laughed at my tears didn't exist to me anymore. The morning of graduation, I didn't show up to the ceremony. My parents sent me dozens of angry texts. "Where are you? You're embarrassing us. We're at the stadium. Get here now." I didn't reply. Instead, I sent 3 emails. The first went to the IRS Criminal Investigation Division. The second went to the district attorney's office with the hit and run footage. The third went to my parents. I waited until I saw the read receipt. I walked into the living room of our family home one last time. My bags were already in my car. I had been accepted into a firm in London months ago, a secret I kept for this exact moment. 10 minutes later, my parents and Leo burst through the front door, faces pale and shaking. My father was holding his phone like it was a live grenade. "Elias?" He gasped, his voice trembling. What is this?" "I just got a call from my partner. The feds are at the office." I stood there calm. I looked at Leo, who looked like he was about to vomit. "It's a prank, Dad," I said, mimicking his tone from a week ago. "Why are you being so sensitive? It's just a little setback." "You ruined us," my mother shrieked, clutching her chest. "We're going to lose the house. Leo's going to prison." I walked toward the door, pausing just inches from Leo's face. He flinched. "You destroyed my future because you were bored," I said quietly. "I destroyed yours because I'm precise." I looked at my father, who was staring at me as if I were a stranger. "Don't worry about buying me that new computer for graduation," I smiled. "I think you'll need that money for the lawyers. Though from what I sent the DA, I don't think they'll be able to help much." I walked out the door and didn't look back. As I drove toward the airport, I checked my phone one last time. My thesis. I had a secondary cloud backup I'd hidden on a private server months ago. I'd already submitted it from the motel. I passed with honors. They lost their home, their freedom, and their golden son. And I'm just getting started.